People are saying this is election fraud from Elon. Oh, and Elon Musk PAC is using voter data to help Trump beat Harris in 2024. If a voter in Michigan performs a search on Google, a somewhat shocking ad might pop up. This ad shows a young woman lying in bed late at night when someone else texts him, "Hey, you need to vote," and then sends the man a video of the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. The man can hear the gunshots, people screaming in the background. As Trump is rushed offstage with blood pouring down his face, the man watching the video types a response, "Is out of control, how do I start?" The ad then displays a website for a group called America PAC. The website says it will help the viewer register to vote, but once a user clicks register to vote, the experience he or she will have can be very different depending on where they live. If a user lives in a state that is not considered competitive in the presidential election, like California or Wyoming, for example, they'll be prompted to enter their email address and zip code and then directed quickly to a voter registration page for their state. For a user who enters a zip code that indicates they live in a battleground state like Pennsylvania or Georgia, the process is very different. Rather than be directed to their state's voter registration page, they instead are directed to a highly detailed personal information form, prompted to enter their address, cell phone number, and age. If they agree to submit all that, the system still does not steer them to a voter registration page. Instead, it shows them a thank you page. So that person who wanted help registering to vote, in the end, they got no help at all registering, but they did hand over priceless personal data to a political operation. Ooh. This might be legal, but I would have to look at the exact... I would have to look at the criminal statute or the regulation from the FEC to know if this is illegal or not. I'm not sure. I do know that you have to be pretty careful, I think, when you're doing like voter registration stuff, I think. Like for the first few canvassing operations that we did in each state when we were just setting up, I think our first canvassing operation was like a get out the vote thing where you're basically just helping people register to vote. And we would try to knock on Democrat doors based on lists we had. But if you knock on a door, you're not allowed to ask them who they're voting for. You're not allowed to ask them what party you're voting for. All you can do is like say, "Hey, make sure you know to vote. Here's like how to register," and then you hand them information, and that's it. I don't think legally, I don't think we were allowed to ever ask a question like, "Hey, are you voting for this or that, or are you, do you want to do this?" And then like give them different answers based on whatever. For a get out the vote thing, it's just you just are there to register people to vote. You can try to target Democrats by knocking only on Democratic voter doors, but you can't ask questions once you're out the door. I think, but I don't know. Maybe that was like a state thing, or maybe that was just like a volunteer door knocking rule or regulation or something. I'm not sure, but